Welcome back to La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. I'm Brett Chapin. That's Ashley Quammen.
Hello.
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 We're talking today to actress, vocalist Sarah J. Stuckey. If you have any questions for Sarah, make sure you give us a call at 1-800-336-2225. 1-800-336-2225.
Any question at all. I'm an open book with several chapters torn out. No, I'm kidding. I'm an open book. Go ahead.
Awesome. So call in, guys. She's an open book. You worked on a film that Ashley and I both saw called Soundscape. It was a short film with no sound. You played a deaf woman. Tell us a little bit about that story.
Well, I mean, it was just a little 5-minute short. It was through a USC student, which was kind of fun. He actually wrote the story based on a similar experience I think that his sister had, although his sister was not deaf, but a similar experience. So he kind of spun it off of that, and he created this character. He wasn't. It was their project where they weren't allowed to use any dialogue specifically. Like you couldn't write out a script of actual spoken words. So I think he found an interesting way to still find a way to express that, where maybe the majority of the audience wouldn't necessarily know what was being said. Mm-hmm. And so he had us come in, and he wrote this story about this young girl who. Very much in love with her longtime boyfriend. They're expecting a baby, and she stumbles across something where she believes he's having an affair and cheating on her. So, and how she deals with that at that moment. So,
well, and I think just the level of emotion that you were able to portray in a nonverbal sense was really admirable. It was fantastic.
Thank you.
I think sometimes actors rely on the dialogue to portray emotion, and so when you're naked. You're essentially naked. You just have yourself and your face and your actions and reactions. I
never actually went through this particular exercise, but I know that there were several of my coaches growing up who would talk about how when they were being trained, their directors or coaches would take the scripts away and basically say, you need to do the scene, but you don't use any words. And so they're like, doing really strange, weird sounds, but still needing to tell the story, still needing to but experience the emotion of what's going on at any second. And I think, that can be a really powerful tool or exercise for an actor to go through. Just to make sure you're checking into that level. Again, I've never done the exercise myself, so I can't say that, oh my God, I did it and it was amazing. I learned so much. But again, from my perspective, having just a knowledge of another language, you still need to communicate one way or another. And when we communicate, even in English, we feel things, we know things, we're having visceral reactions every second of every day. So when we are handed the script, it's up to us as the actor to go beyond that and say, okay, well, yeah, I might say I'm going to the store, but what's really going on? what are they really feeling? What do they really think about going to the store? What do they really think about the person that they're talking about? What are they going to the store for? Are they really going to the store? And we start asking so many questions, and people laugh at me. They're like, you ask too many questions. It's like, yeah, that's why I kind of probably should be an actor, because I do. I ask way too many questions, but
that's how you learn.
That's how you learn.
Is there any sort of different preparation that you do for a role that's nonverbal as opposed to a verbal role?
I don't think so. I mean, when I do play a role where I play a deaf person, which I will say I don't care to do that too often, because I think that there are plenty of other deaf actors out there who could really play the role much better than I could. Mm-hmm. But in this particular case, it was an opportunity for me to experience playing a deaf character, and get myself some camera time, but when in preparing for the role, I find that especially when it's a deaf character, I sometimes trip myself up by focusing too much on, well, what am I saying? Am I saying it right? Am I using the correct signs? Mm-hmm. And because it's very cultural, and that's a whole other radio show, I think, but you want to make sure that you're using the words properly, and as an actor too, you have to get yourself beyond what you are saying, and that is the biggest hurdle and the biggest success once you do it. You're like, I totally nailed that. I totally like emoted, and it was awesome.
We did a fantastic job on that in the film.
Yeah,
thank
very
you.
nicely
I enjoy
done.
it. Yeah, thank you.
And thank you so much for being here
Oh,
again today.
I love being here. It's just fun to chat with you, and I always see you guys on the face, the book of face.
We had fun on La La Land.
The book. I'd rather be on La La Land. It's fun.
Guys, check her out at sarahjstuckey.com. And we're going to be back to talk to actress Michelle Tomlinson. If you have any questions for either one of them, give us a call at 1-800-336-2225, 1-800-336-2225. We'll be back on La La Land today with Brett and Ashley Quammen on CRN Digital Talk.